Hello. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. It is a day of abundance. It is a day of beauty. It is a day of power. And it is a day of magic. How do I know that? Because you and I are here, of course. So this is our spiritual business circle. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm seeing like all of like my favorite faces here, all my favorite faces. And I'm seeing Goddess Sheila, Goddess Afriye, Goddess Sherelle, Goddess Alinda, Goddess Keisha. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy right now to see all of you. So to give you a heads up, no, don't do that, baby. I am doing mommy duty today, in addition to talking to y'all. So we don't know how that's gonna go yet. Ruby, come sit in here, baby. Sit in here. Sit down. You want to say hi? Want to say hi? Yeah. Okay, come say hi. Then you gotta go do your Play-Doh and everything. Okay. All right. Say hi. Hi. Say hello. Wave. Wave. Okay. All right. Now go ahead. Okay. All right. Sit down. All right, so today we are talking about your spiritual abundance and what that means to you. Your spiritual abundance and what that means to you. All right, so that is our focus today as we are in the harvest season. We're moving into September. Some of you are in back to school mode like I am, either for yourself or for your children or your adults or whoever is in your life. But either way, it is a time of harvest. It's a time of new beginnings. It's a time, it's not by accident that that there are so many giving thanks celebrations that happen globally throughout this time of year. And specifically in Western Africa and in Southern Africa, this is the time of harvest festivals. This is a time of jubilation and celebration. And it is so powerful that on American Thanksgiving, like, all of us who, I know we are global, but for all my US people know that on American Thanksgiving, like for me, my favorite thing that my mom makes is candied yams. That's my favorite thing on Thanksgiving. For a lot of us, that's our favorite thing. And the interesting thing is that there are many different kinds of yams and yam festivals that happen in West Africa. And the candy yams that we have in the US are a whole different, they're not even technically yams, but that was an African retention that our ancestors took. And they were like, okay, we're in this place, we're in this new land with, not the best circumstances, but we're going to keep doing our yam festival. And so they took the sweet potato and treated it the same way that they were treating the yams back home, even though it's a totally different vegetable, a totally different root. So this is a season of harvest and well-being. So let's begin by, I'm going to pull a card for us we're doing the Faces of Oshun Oracle deck today. So we're going to pull from this deck. And in fact, if you happen to have a deck nearby, you don't have to get up and get one if you don't have one. But if you happen to have a deck, let's all shuffle and just pull on the energy of harvest. If you have one. If you don't, it's okay. You're gonna pull with me. So Goddess, let's see. Goddess C. Sherelle, come on down, gorgeous, because we were talking about your abundance and your project and your magic in our last conversation. You're going to help me to pull for us as a circle right now. Let me just. Okay. Greetings, Goddess. Give me a sec. Let me just clear the cards. Okay. Some are upside down. Some are all kinds of different ways. I dropped them right before we began, but that is all good. Okay. All right. Okay. So Goddess C. Sherelle, we are focusing on the energy of harvest, of new beginnings, of calling forth abundance the abundant crop. Okay, so the intention for and for people who are pulling on their own as well, the intention is walking into your bountiful field, looking out onto your crops that are just thriving and growing, and just knowing that all is well. Okay, so with that intention, Goddess C. Sherelle, tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay, all right. So we have two. We were at two places, so I'm going to pull two cards. Okay, so this is very good for us who are pulling together. And I want to know, for those of you, if anybody pulled, let me just open the chat. If anybody pulled for themselves as well, just let us know in the chat what deck you used and what you pulled. So here is what we pulled. So for those of us who Goddess C. Sherelle and I just pulled for, we pulled Oshun of Miracles, Divine Synchronicity, Unexpected Blessings and Hope, which is card number 43. It is the next to last card in this deck. Okay, Oshun of Miracles was this one. And then, interestingly enough, the other card, because we were between two cards, so I pulled both, which you can do if you are doing a reading and another card jumps out, or if you pull and two cards happen to come up, you read them together the same way that you would a sentence. You can also use the second, if it's clear which card is a secondary card, as a clarifying card. Okay, so if we need a clarification, we don't need clarification because Miracles is a pretty clear, potent message. But if we did need clarification, we could use this next card, which also is just a beautiful card to get, which is number 1 in the deck, Oshun of the Dawn, new beginnings, hope, fresh start. So this says that when we're looking out onto our bountiful harvest, thank you for that, Goddess C. Sherelle. That is very powerful, beautiful energy. When we're looking out onto our harvest, this is all to the good for us. This is saying that this is going to be a bountiful season, a season of openings, a season of new beginnings, very much the energy of I don't like to think of things in terms of winning because we think of winning and losing, but to me, it's winning, different levels of winning and winning. So a season of winning the way that you want to win. Let's put it that way. Winning the way that you want to win. So it's a good time for our All I Do Is Win declaration. So let's type that in the comments. Okay, so we got Mamba. Oh, yay, Mama Jumbo. Yay. Okay, African Goddess Rising deck. Beautiful. And we also got Oshun of Cosmic Surrender. These are very similar, interesting messages. Mama Jumbo's message is very much that of communications, very much a message of communications, but also survival, the same way that I was talking about with the yam. So Mama Jumbo, as a goddess, she was one of the people whose names was kind of bastardized, not kind of, but clearly bastardized by the colonizers. That's why we have the saying of things like, you talking mumbo jumbo. They took that directly from her name, to make her name a place of shame, but she thrived through that and is still venerated and celebrated, amongst her people. And she's the energy of the forest, the energy of earth energy, thriving energy, harvest energy. Beautiful. And then the energy of surrender. Oh, Goddess Sana got Oshun's Ashe. Beautiful. The energy of surrender is the energy of releasing the need to think that we've got to have it all figured out. Releasing, taking your hands off the wheel, and realizing that you don't have to, you're not doing it yourself. You don't have to do it all yourself. That you come as one, but you stand as 10,000. It's remembering who you are and whose you are. And so all of this is working together, especially, with Goddess Sana topping it off with the energy of Ashe, Oshun's Ashe, Oshun's life force energy, the life force energy of the divine feminine, which is the energy of thriving and power and receiving. Very much harvest energy, the energy of receiving. Type into the comments receiving, because we need to remind ourselves of that. Don't worry about spelling, just type receiving. The energy of receiving. This is all beautiful harvest energy. Beautiful harvest energy. So let's begin by, before we're going to do some check-ins and find out what's going on with you all individually. Let's just first define abundance. What does abundance mean to you personally? Let's take 3 minutes and journal on that. You can put it in the comments, or if you have a notebook, put it in a notebook, and then let's talk about it. Because in order for us to have a clear conversation about abundance, we need to just make sure that we're all on the same page and talking about what, coming from the same place. So you can be as specific as you want to be. What does abundance mean to you, for you, in your life? What is abundance for you?
Okay, so her temperature is perfect, all her vital signs are great, but I do want to take an X-ray of her leg. It looks quite swollen. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab her picture and we're gonna take you to the X-ray room, okay? X-ray room? Yes, sweetie, it's the room where we take a picture of your bones. What? I take a picture of bones with an X-ray machine. How is that? Okay, sweetheart, let's get you in this chair. Right from here, baby. Can I go for a ride? That was great. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take her to the X-ray room.
Take 2 minutes on that. And let me add a clarifier. So abundance, we can have abundance health, abundant well-being, abundant friendships, all of those things I want you to think about, but I don't want you to neglect money in your statement. Because oftentimes as spiritual teachers, healers, light workers that you are, we put that at the bottom of the list.
All right, we're gonna put the X-ray right here. Wow, that is so cool. X-ray, that's an X-ray. That is a pretty cool picture. Can we keep it? Sure.
Take 2 more minutes on that.
So this is your leg, sweetheart. This is your knee. And this is your heel right here. And as you both of your bones are broken. Oh no. It's okay, sweetie. You're only 3 years old, so you should be back to normal in a few weeks. Yay! Yeah, that's the good thing about little kids. Their bones heal pretty fast, don't they?
1 more minute.
Not so much. No. All right, Abby, we're supposed to put a cast on your leg. What is that? A cast? It's a band-aid that is wrapped up in a glue. It's kind of like a glue band-aid, and it'll help stabilize your bone so it can heal properly.
Okay, once you finish that up.
When you like wrap that glue band-aid around her, it's going to help her bone. Yes. You'll be able to take it off in 4 to 6 weeks. What color would you like to have in house?
And let's talk with Goddess Jenna, I'm seeing on my screen. Goddess Jenna, aka Treasure, says, beautiful.
Yeah.
Greetings, Goddess Jenna.
Okay. So I guess the definition of abundance or the check-in? I guess which part or all parts?
So which one do you want to start with? Let's start with the definition of abundance.
Okay. Me and decision making, sorry. Yeah, so I defined abundance as having more than, right? So the idea of having more than, and I'm definitely a giver. And so I guess my true definition of abundance is when I have the ability to pour into others from my overflow, right?
Yeah.
From what I do not need for myself, or when I am fully full, and then I can pour into others without hindering myself, if you will. So yeah, I feel like that is my definition of abundance. In, I know you mentioned like in money, in all the things, and that's absolutely correct. So just kind of embracing that concept in every element and not just in the element of money, because I recently started practicing it with the money idea. But like in all of it, even just like love for myself? Am I, am I taking from my self-esteem or taking from my self-love if I am, providing something else for someone else, So just making sure I hold myself accountable to keeping my cup full first.
Yes, beautiful. And so, what is a daily practice that you do to feed that energy of overflow?
Absolutely. My morning routine. I be talking to my ancestors every morning.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, literally my morning routine. I have a lovely little morning playlist that I play, my affirmations, if you will, and then just setting my intentions for the day with my ancestors at the altar.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Goddess Treasure. Thank you. Goddess Sana. Goddess Sana is on my screen. Goddess Sana, let's talk about what abundance means to you. Overflow. Overflow is a very powerful word. Thank you for giving us that key word. Goddess Sana.
Hi everybody. Hi, Goddess Abiola.
Hello, Goddess.
I really feel like this is the beginning of a different season. The last season was all about scarcity. And I feel like coming from the retreat that I really processed some things. And I learned that whatever is happening in the planet of Jupiter is related to money and how that flows in. And I had a vision to do something, and it was giving me a lot of anxiety. It was supposed to bring in, a way to the way to make money, but it was bringing a lot of anxiety. I decided just recently that that's not what I'm doing. I'm focusing on doing what is in my zone of genius. So um, I yeah. So anyway, so I'm, my Oracle cards are selling, selling on Etsy. I just
Wait, before we get into
Okay.
to the specifics, let's stay right
Okay.
now in the clarity of intention. So you said that the last season was a season of scarcity, a season of lack. For you, I know personally that you were also dealing with a lot of things like family stuff, the things that happen in life, right? Life sometimes life is life, right? So you were
Right.
dealing with a lot of those things as well, so giving yourself some grace on that, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
and so what do you plan to do differently going into this season, in addition to having a clear, because having a clear definition is great, right? That's we begin with that. But then something, if nothing changes, right? Keep doing what you keep doing, you're going to keep getting what you've been getting. So what do you plan to do differently, right? What do
Yes.
you
Thank you. That's a good
Yeah.
question. Very
And
good
actually,
question.
let me correct myself. So let's take it even a step back. Leave that alone, baby. Let's take it a step back. So before we even get to what do you plan to do, who do you plan to be in the new season, right? Who do you plan to be? Who do you plan to be?
I plan to be the person that I stated in my mission statement. I plan to be a spiritual teacher that helps people traverse between realms. And I plan to be a retreat leader. I plan to be more of a teacher, to host more classes for a fee, to do a priestess training course, and most of all, really what I plan to do is implement some regular daily practices. I've been listening to this affirmation that talks about how a lot of our ideas about money were absorbed and kind of put upon us, and not necessarily and are not core to our true being. And so I've been listening to that, but I really do want to, and I do intend, after you mentioned to Goddess Treasure, I really do plan to implement a daily practice around abundance, which I don't do now. I try to change my thoughts, but and I think now I can. So yeah, I need a daily practice.
Mm-hmm. I think that having a daily morning routine and evening routine
Okay.
is absolutely key. And in fact, let's add that to our list of homework as a circle.
Okay.
Okay. So coming up with a clear, what is your morning routine and what is your evening routine? And even if it's, one may be 5 minutes, one may be 20 minutes, whatever it is that you are able to do, but having clarity about that every day and how you are beginning your day and how you are ending your day is absolutely key. Absolutely key. So one of the things, though, Goddess Sanaa, that I want to look at is in this past season, it feels to me like, at least with what you've shared in the circle, that you've gotten more clarity about your gifts and about so that's big when it comes to abundance, like knowing your purpose, having clarity of purpose. That is incredible. Like everything else after that, honestly, is easy.
Well, the thing is,
right?
I was trying to meet the needs of that people had, and like I said a couple of sessions before, and I'm just realizing it wasn't in alignment. And I think because it wasn't in alignment, then things just stopped, because I was spending time, and the universe didn't know what to bring to me, because because I was thinking one thing, but it wasn't in alignment with my purpose, and it wasn't feeling good. So I think that's the key. That really has been the key. And I actually was talking to someone, and I was just so clear, like, yeah, I'm not doing that. It's not in alignment. So I'm just not doing I'm not doing that anymore. So
what's you're not doing it? What are you not doing anymore?
well, I was thinking about creating a healing house with one of the rental properties. And attached to that was all of this feeling that I needed to do something grand and something really unique with this property that I inherited. And then I realized I don't have to do anything specific. I don't have to start a nonprofit. Just my being is service to humanity, is service to the earth. And it's in my astrological chart that other people's money is like is designed to come to me. So and inheritance is and it was already preordained even before I incarnated, that I would receive in this way. So there's nothing that I have to do. I don't have to show myself worthy. It's not even about worthiness. It just is, and I accept what the universe has put in place for me to be who I came here to be. And that house was, supporting others, and I talked about people who want me to lift them up, and I will, in the ways that are in alignment with my area of genius. And those other ways, even though people may want them and I want to satisfy, but they're just not in my area of genius. Yeah. So it's really important for me to be seen internationally and nationally. And so focus on something local, where I have to kind of sit on a nest and not travel and not kind of expand. Or even the feeling of having to sit and manage this property. I'm not here to be full-time property manager, and to set up a space where other people can do their work. That's a noble thing, but that's not what I'm to do right now. So
let me ask you a question, and I actually want everyone to answer this either in your notebook or in the comments. So complete this sentence, Goddess Sanaa. As an heiress,
as an heiress, I feel the complete unconditional love of my ancestors. And as an heiress, I share from the overflow from my area of genius, and people are blessed or for it. I mean, people are what's the word? As an heiress, I share love, light, joy, enlightenment, I don't know if those are the words either, but I share. I share, I shine
Yes.
as an heiress.
Okay, beautiful. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go back to your mission statement,
Mm-hmm.
and I want you to revise it with the energy of coming from the energy of as an heiress.
Okay.
Because an heiress energy is naturally the energy of overflow,
Yes.
right? It's naturally the energy of overflow. So I want you to go back and look at it from that energy, not the energy of, trying to make $1 out of 15 cents, not the energy of, oh my God, I have this burden that, oh my gosh, they left me with this burden and I got to figure it. As an heiress, I.
Yes.
And in fact, with every part of your business and your mission and everything that you are doing, I want you to approach it from the energy of as an heiress.
Okay. I like that.
Everything that you're doing. Yes. Which works with, are you still going to be doing the same beautiful like all of the work that you've been doing thus far?
Yes, it's just more online. More
Okay.
things online.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, well, I won't be, and I'll be including it differently. So the belly dance will be a part of the training course, and the feng shui and
What about the past? I was talking more about the past life.
Oh, the past life regression. I'm still going to do that. I'm just going to learn a new method so I can do it online.
Okay, so here's what I'm looking at. This sounds like a lot of still different pieces of puzzles that are like, okay, I got this puzzle over here, I got this over here, I got that over here, a lot of different things. That what I want you to do is that, and this is true for everyone here, you are the brand, right? If you are in spiritual business and you are a multi-passionate person, which many of us are, right? Most of us are, we have different interests. Instead of approaching it in a piecemeal fashion, well, I got the belly dancing and I got the this and the that and whatever, like over here, that's very confusing. And so if I'm your soulmate client, a confused mind doesn't buy. I don't know what to do with that. You tell me if I'm like, okay, I am magnetized to you with your beautiful energy and your gifts. And I know that Goddess Sanaa is the person that I need to change my life through her somehow. I don't know. And then you start telling me you got belly dancing over here and past life regression and this and that and the other. And I don't know. I don't know what to do with that. You can take all of the pieces of that puzzle and put it together in the common energy of it. Mm-hmm. So find the common thread, being you. The common thread is you and your gifts, and that's how you put it forward. Right? So even like right now, let's just make up a name for it. A proprietary system, a proprietary school, a proprietary energy. What's the name of it? So what was the name we came for with your past life regression? What was the name of it?
Past lives of Black folk.
Past lives of Black folk. Okay, so is that still happening?
Yes, I haven't been doing much. I have the YouTube channel and I have the Instagram channel, and I've been doing videos and posted, and also have the Spotify audio version of Past Lives of Black folk.
Okay, so I saw something, I don't remember, some point in the past few weeks, Goddess Sanaa, where you were still talking about the technical name of it.
About QHHT? Yeah, QHHT.
QHHT. Okay, so are you still using that as a part of your branding?
I still have it on my website because I need for people who search for that to also be able to but find it.
Either you said it or you wrote it. I saw it in a post. Maybe I saw something old. Was it something old that I was seeing? Because QHHT, if I'm saying it correctly, it does not have the same clear branding as past lives of Black folk. You say to me, past lives of Black folk. We've had this conversation, right? Mm-hmm. I'm interested. I want to know more. Tell me more about that. You say to me, QHHT, girl, call me back. I gave it the office. I don't know what that is. I can't.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. We got to put vitamins together before I figure that out. I don't want to know about that. Like, that's just confusing to me, right?
The thing is, I still want to be able to get referrals from the QHHT website.
Okay.
And so I did on my website, they did AI talked about whether or not I come up in searches or come up through ChatGPT. And there were other people who do QHHT who came up, but I didn't come up. So, I still want that to be a part of on the website, but I don't mention it necessarily on Instagram on the Pass Life of Black Folks site.
For that. Here's the easy fix for that. If you do a weekly blog post on your site, it's going to cue Google. If you can do twice a week, that's even better. It's going to cue Google that this is a site that has this information. This is a site that is a key resource.
Okay.
Even better if you use SEO, search engine optimization. So you're using long form keywords. So not just the QHHT by itself, but when people search for QHHT, what, as we talked about before, what are they, what's the, like, if you just type it right now in Google and just see what comes up, like in terms of before you even finish the search, to see what people are searching for.
Type in QHHT.
And don't hit return. Just type in QHHT and see what the searches are. What are people searching for?
Well, I don't know. Mine maybe is not the best because I have the forum and and I have the QHHT site in my. Let me try this other.
Okay.
Let me try Chrome.
All right, QHHT.
QHHT official, QHHT near me, QHHT past life regression, QHHT meaning.
Okay, all right, beautiful. Now you have to go potty? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go. Careful. Take your time. Go ahead. Go ahead. Use a little potty. Okay? All right, use a little potty and come right back. All right. So if you go to, let's try it differently. And even though I'm talking to Goddess Sana, I'm talking to everybody here. This is what you can do in your business to let Google know that you are a valuable resource, okay? There's a site called Answer the Public.
Answer the Public, okay.
Go to answerthepublic.com. and type in QHHT, and this site will give you what people are searching for. What do people want to know when it comes to a specific term? And you can use that to create your videos, your content, whatever it is. But right now we're talking specifically about Google.
So do the free market research or?
Yeah, I think it gives you like 3 or 4 free searches a day or something like that. Goddess Ade, we're going to talk to you next.
It's gathering data.
Okay. At the moment that we're living in, everything is a search engine. So Instagram is a search engine, TikTok is a search engine, YouTube is a search engine, Google is a search engine. A search engine is just basically where people are looking for you. And they don't know that they're looking for you. They're not putting, I'm trying to find Goddess Sana or Goddess, Ade or whoever. They want to solve their issue, their problem, whatever it is. So they're either searching like past life regression, they're searching for, what is it that's what we want to find out. Because what they're searching for is, we want to make it clear from Goddess Sana, what she's putting out there is the answer to what they are searching for. So has anything come up yet?
Yeah, it says it's a circle. And it says can QHHT be done remotely? What can QHHT help with? Can you do QHHT on yourself? QHHT for depression, weight loss, stands for questions for QHHT session, preparing for a QHHT session, QHHT near me, cost, within 20 miles, free, practitioner near me, prices.
Okay, all right, beautiful. So there are two different ways that you could go with this. If you are making this your front-facing part of your brand, I would tell you to make videos specifically, that's your video curriculum. The reason why I'm telling you to do blog posts instead of saying do this as a weekly live or bi-weekly live or whatever it is because you're talking specifically about appealing to businesses for them, you know, so you're talking about a different kind of reach. And so with that reach, and you wanting Google to be, you know, make sense that Google would be how people would be finding you with that reach, each of these is a blog post. So do a blog post, and it doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be long. You could do it one of two different ways. You can do it in a multitasking way where maybe you make videos for each of these topics. And with each of these videos, you then post it and transcribe it on your as a blog post, and it's there on your site, and you have the video and all of that. But if your front-facing business is, and I keep wanting to say the souls of Black folk, if your front-facing business is the past lives of Black folk, you know, and I don't know, you know better than I do in whether those two things need to be separate to appeal to your corporate clients or whether they are the same thing. I don't know. If it's the same thing, you can include the videos as a part of your posts. If it's two different things, you can still just transcribe the information that's in the video and take out the things that are not specific to your corporate clients and treat those each as a blog post, literally named. The titles are right there. All of the things that you just said people are searching for. Is this good for weight loss? Is this good for, you know, whatever it was, aging? And, you know, what is it? Can it be done remotely? Answering all of those questions. And then for Black folk, because we have the same questions as well, you then take those and have those be what you are then doing as live streams, talking specifically about, you know, the past lives of Black folk. This week on the past lives of Black folk, I'm talking about, can this be done remotely? I'm talking about, what is this? I'm talking about how to use it for weight loss. I'm talking about how to use it for, you know, healing. I'm talking about how to use it for trauma, all of those things. It's right there. If I'm typing in now and I'm using Instagram as a search engine, which a lot of us do, and I'm just typing it on Instagram, you know, I may not type in QHHT practitioner. Maybe I'm typing in ancestral healing as a Black woman or whatever it is, you know, that is specifically, that's going to lead me to you. When I'm searching for that, for you to be the person that comes up. And the way to do that is by you establishing yourself, heiress that you are, as the voice, the premier voice of whatever that is, whatever terminology, whatever expertise you want to own, or question that you already do own, but you just need to enlighten the rest of the world about it.
Yes. This is good. This is good. Yeah. Thank you. This is good. Yes, because I think it's the past lives of Black folk QHHT. So it's like a type of it's really, that's because I want to appeal to Black people, and I want to still be able to be a part of the QHHT umbrella.
Yes, which is really smart. And even just putting it like that, when you say the past lives of Black people, QHHT, now that is more interesting to me than just the letters by itself, or because now it's like, okay, now it's you're speaking personally to me, which is what you want to be doing, which is what everything that we're doing, anything that you're putting out there, you want someone to feel like, this is personal to me. She's speaking to me. She's speaking to my issues. She's speaking to whatever it is, right? And then later on, you may feel, as you are doing more and more of these sessions, you may feel like, okay, there's an expertise that comes to you that you want to focus just on that. You know, there may be something that's like, okay, this is my niche within this space. which is also a great thing. The more that you can hone in, the more that you can hone in, the better. But I would take belly dancing and, you know, the other parts of everything, make it all a part of under your own past lives of Black folk umbrella.
Okay.
Which it is. It's not totally
It is.
It is.
It's not. This is the next iteration of how to connect to the divine feminine.
Yes.
So, you know, you can connect belly dance through nature, through multidimensional or past life regression. So all of it is designed to create a vehicle for women to live in the center of their power. It's all a part of the same thing.
And we need this. Mm-hmm. So when you are approaching even your pricing and how you are thinking about this is not, a lot of us, when we think of, you know, giving spiritual services and healing services, and that's why I'm spending so much time with Goddess Sanaa, because it's the same challenge that many of us are having in, you know, different ways, that you think of it like you're offering something that's, you know, extra or extraneous, and you're thinking, oh my God, people have issues and problems and real stuff, and here I'm like selling this, so let me, you know, try to make it 50 cents so that they can afford it or whatever it is. Don't pander to us. Don't talk down to us. Come to me with, if I'm your soulmate client, look at me and see me in my glorious power. Okay? And acknowledge that what you are giving me is spiritual food and medicine that I need. What you're talking about is central and important. And so it's not, you know, okay, well, what's the cost of this? What's the cost of not doing this? The cost of not taking this journey, right? Like that's where you want to go.
I have a question. I know, and I don't know if we'd be able to answer this time, but about pricing. So when I looked at the QHHT site and they list the different practitioners, they list the practitioners according to how many sessions they've done. Mm-hmm. And so I was looking at the practitioners that were near, that had about the same amount, that were right above me, and mm-hmm. all of them. Well, I was looking at pricing, so I lowered my price because the people who have done more sessions are charging less. Mm-hmm. And so I thought maybe this is part of the reason why I haven't gotten sessions, is that my pricing is not in comparison to the others in the area. I'm the only one in Detroit, so in comparison to the other ones in the area, my pricing was higher. So I thought, at least for a while, let me try to bring the price down, but I haven't seen any difference. So I'm not really sure, as far as pricing in the market, I'm not really sure how.
It may be that people in Detroit don't know it by that name. Maybe they know it more by past life regression. Like there are a myriad of different reasons why that could be.
But yeah, I got some people from the website through. I have gotten people through the website, just not recently. So I'm just wondering what happened in comparison.
Maybe the website, maybe they're not promoting their website. You know what I mean? Like there are things that are factors that you then taking and trying to make yourself smaller in comparison to, you know, the other people who are all looking at each other and all trying to make each other smaller and smaller and smaller. And maybe these people are not promoting their website. Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, and I don't know, but there are other factors. There could be other factors that, you know, you don't want them to be, they're not your supply. Right. They're not your source.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not your source. Even Google is not your supply. Mm-hmm. You are an heiress, right? You are an heiress inherited from the Most High. Like, my goodness. So this puny website, all due respect to them, is not your source. Mm-hmm. They are a marketing means, which is great and wonderful. If that works, that's great. But I don't want you to look at them and be thinking of them as your only source.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not the only source.
Or even as a key source.
Even as a key source. Okay. Because I'm doing something different anyway. I mean, with the Oracle cards, which came from some of that came from QHHT sessions. Mm-hmm. It's all really focused toward an Afrocentric perspective on reconnecting to past lives for our evolution and growth and divine divine power. So, okay, thank you. This is
You're a
great.
specialist. You are a specialist. So with all love and respect, act like it. You are a specialist. Very rarely do we say, you know, what I need to help me is somebody more general. No, we don't. Like, when do people say that? Like, if something's wrong with my foot, like, oh, I don't want a foot doctor. I want somebody more general. That's what I, no. We need somebody who is specifically talking to us with whatever the challenge and issue is. You have a specific expertise, which is wonderful. Like, how amazing. How amazing. With your oracle cards and your belly dancing and past life regression. Like, this is magnificent. There's no one else I can think of, and I've encountered a lot of folks who have that specific combination of magic and medicine that you have. So this is sacred medicine. So package it as such.
Okay.
Speak to people about coming from the energy of, this is what we need. So I'm going to share with you why, all of the ways that you need this, all of the ways that it can, you know, I'm going to not talk to you about, you know, I'm not going to get stuck in the muck of it with you. I'm going to paint a picture for you of the after. What is the after of doing a past life regression? That's the education piece that needs to happen. So with anybody here, with it, whatever it is that you offer, what's the after? That's what you sell. Sell the after. Give us the after. That's what we want to buy. That's what we buy. We're all purchasing the after, whether it's, you know, a cute dress that we want or whatever it is. It's the after that we want. So what is the after? So that is what you need to get clear on, and then sell us that. By selling without selling, by just painting a picture for us of the after. This is what life is. If you are able to do a past life regression and get clarity on who you have been, the roads that you have walked, the ancestors that have walked with you, this is the life that you can be living, having done that. And the medicine to get you there is this past lives of Black folk path that I have. That sounds wonderful. Then you be QHHT, whatever. Like, okay, that's great. But if you lead it again, if you lead it with, you know, hey, you want some girl, you want some QHHT? Nah. Like, what? No. What? I got a baby. No. I don't want that, girl. That's good, but good luck with that. You know, call me when, you know, never. But if you're telling me, okay, you know, past lives of Black folk, and, you know, within that, you know, we can belly dance and you're awakening your divine feminine purpose and the oracle journey and how it all ties together. Wow, that is wonderful. And nobody else is offering that but you. So now it's just on you. It really is on you to paint for us a picture of that after. Because if we're clear on that after is what we want, there's no one else to come to but you. They could have thousands of people on their site, I'm sure they do, but those people are not you. And so one of the places you can begin is just telling your story. Take all of this and weave it into your story. What is your before and after of your own past life regression path? Who were you before, and how have you become now this, you know, oracle creatrix and all of these glorious things? Paint for us that journey. And then we say, I want what she's having. Okay. Okay? Okay. All right, good. Good stuff. Thank you, Goddess.
Thank you so much. Thank you. This is very helpful.
Thank you, Goddess. Okay, Goddess Ade.
Peace, Goddess. How are you? Peace, everybody. I have missed y'all.
You too. Are those new glasses?
Yes.
You look cute, Goddess. You look very, very cute. Yes. All right, so we're gonna talk about the peas in another conversation next week on Manifest Your Magic. I'll tell you about the peas and all of that. Goddess Ade sent some peas for Goddess Ruby and I to shuck, and so thank you for that, Goddess. So you are living harvest.
Yes.
You are living harvest, and in the middle of that, you are doing intergenerational healing in your own family, right?
Yes.
Okay, so talk to me. Let's talk about then your abundance in the midst of that. So, what does abundance mean to you, Goddess Ade?
For me, abundance is balance and stability right now. Abundance is being able to walk out in the backyard and pick food. Because it's also my peace. It's my meditation. And so I've been doing a lot of that right now, just basking in that. Every night when I go to sleep, I listen to Divine Frequency. I listen to 30 minutes as I go to sleep every night. I've been doing the artwork, which has also helped my peace. And this week, I'm ready now to tap into the self-care things and create my program. I'm ready to do that now. In the midst of it, there's a sister who came down my timeline who was talking about energizing your chakras as a way of opening your chakra space to tap into that energy when you're doing your videos. So to speak from that. So between tapping my for my root chakra, my solar plexus, and my heart chakra, because I hadn't been doing any videos. I hadn't been doing really any posts except maybe sharing other people's stuff. But starting to do that, I've started to feel more centered, more grounded. So I'm back, it kind of was like, I'm a boomer. So I remember, and so it's just been really tapping back into getting centered and grounded so that I have the abundance and not flowing from an empty cup, which I have been doing for the past year and a half, is pouring out vapors, right? So when I got my divination at the beginning of the year, one of the things that the ancestors and the Orisha said is that I had to focus on self-care and centering, and I really didn't know what that meant until Sissy got sick beginning of the year, and that just took all the things that I planned for my business did not manifest.
Yeah.
Like they just did not. And the way I take care of my sister and get paid, that evaporated as well. But in the midst of it, I had sales in the space where my products are. Like, I just kept seeing these dings, and I was like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. And then when I got my payout, just how much it was, floored me. And then there was a talk about me being a part of an incubator program. It hasn't manifest, but I'm not tripping because I was like, okay, Spirit, if that's what I'm supposed to do, I done talked to Elegba, I done talked to Ogun. If y'all open the road for this to manifest, so be it. Then it'll be all of what I need to walk in that space and be the best. If it's for my highest good and the highest good of others, then open the door, open the road, and have it manifest. But what I'm really excited about is like going back to creating the program for caregivers who also are business owners. Because I'm starting to notice when I see people talk about stuff, all the things that they're going through and the challenges that they're facing, and it's like, okay, but I had to feel back up.
Yes.
And that was something that you told me earlier on. And so like, I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to feel bad. I'm not going to feel guilty. And a week or so ago, I just did a live of like, I'm just gonna be honest and transparent with y'all, and this is what's been going on, and this is why you haven't seen me, and you may or may not see me, because when you are a caregiver, life is not simple, it's not easy. You can't just stop. Like my sister, the thing that determines how her blood does or does not clot, she's been where her blood has been too thin, and we've been going to the lab like literally every week all summer, which is why I've not been able to engage. And that takes, that leaves me then, right, trying to figure out where is my time for me. So that has been the beauty of having the embroidery with me to do that, and pouring that energy into creating a spirit tree that has Ida B. Wells in it, and the history of acknowledging the ancestors of those 4,000 lynch murders, and creating a sci-fi world with Octavia Butler and Tanana Reed Dew, and L.A. Banks and India Foucault, and just all of that, and sharing. Josephine Baker, you saw her as only this, but she was just so much more. And just learning to weave their stories and tell those stories has helped to fill my cup. So for abundance, again, for me, it's just having the balance and having stability. Because if you don't have balance and stability, there is no abundance.
Yes.
Right? Because, as my godfather taught us, they're not going to say happy birthday, congratulations every day. It's not your day every day. You have the ups and the downs. But as long as you have life, as long as you get up and the sun is shining, you are blessed, and then there are opportunities for you, or as my ancestors would say, baby, I'm glad to be on top of the earth, and the earth ain't on top of me. I laid out to be viewed, baby. It's a good day.
Yes. 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 So, oh my gosh, let me just tell you this. So a few different things, Goddess Ada, you just dropped so many gems. The first I want to just tell you is that you just gave me a gift telling me that you listen to the divine frequency every day, because and I haven't shared this publicly yet, but I just will now, that before, like every day before going in to record the audiobook, that I looked at all of your pictures who are in the circle. So your picture and Goddess Marnie and Goddess Helen, and like I would look at everybody and speak directly to you. So I was talking to y'all. So if it feels like I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you. I was literally talking to you when I recorded the book. So for me, that is the greatest gift that you have just given me, saying that you are listening to the book. The second thing is that there are people who are so magnetic that you could just listen to them talk about whatever and you don't even know what they're saying. You're one of those people. Like, like you could just sit and just talk, and and the wisdom is just dripping off of you. And so with you giving the world a gift by being able to come back and share yourself and your wisdom with everything that you have going on is magnificent and is wonderful. And I'm glad that you did take that, whether it was by design, on purpose, or not, that you were able to take some time away and for yourself. But you really are a gift, and I cannot stress that enough. I cannot stress that enough. And we're at a place currently where, even in listening to you when you said, that you're a boomer, that, society tells us that, people should shut up after a certain amount of time, or what they have to say is not valuable. I think that you should take that and own that and flip it, and have one of your weekly broadcasts be, ask an elder. Ask an elder. And just have, folks show up and just ask questions, or maybe you take one question a week and you answer it. That would go viral, even though that's not your intention, and sell all the rest of everything you're trying to sell.
That's funny you say that, because there's a young sister who has an internet radio station. And a while back, she's like, yeah, day. Because when she and I would talk, these things would just flow out of my mouth. She's like, wait, record that. So I told her a couple of weeks ago that I need to get the link to the Spotify thing so that I could get. And she dubbed our conversations Wade in the Water with Iya Day. So I told her I was snatching that from her. And she plays it on Mondays, which is Iye Moja's day, and I'm a daughter of Iye Moja, so that's really good. So I'm going to take that advice, and I'm going to do that.
Oh my gosh. And then my daughter just walked up. I don't know where she got this from, but she just walked up and handed me this card. She just said, Mommy, here, she gave me this. So I'm going to assume it's a reading for you. Thank you, Ruby. So she just handed me Oshun's Desire, card number 10, Passion, Longing, and Drive. Passion, Longing, and Drive. Ruby, where did you get this from just now? Over there. On the black table. Okay. Yeah, she just walked up and just handed me this card. Okay. And so for everyone here, I'm going to assume that this is for you. Passion, the energy of passion, longing, and drive.
That's number
satisfying
10.
and fulfilling number 10. Choosing to own the power of your desire. That a lot of us grew up thinking that desire it's a bad word, that our desires are secondary, our desires are last. Desire is taught as like an illicit word, an illicit thing. But your passion is the fuel. Your passion is the fuel. And so you, Goddess Ade, my beautiful Iya, you showing up in that capacity with this, that's beautiful that this sister already has this going with you on Spotify. I think it needs to be something that is preferably live and interactive, where people can interact with you. Maybe it's you giving world views, maybe it's you teaching Ifa, maybe it's, like there are like just, oh my gosh, so many ways that you can and should show up.
I was sitting on the train one day, and I think I sent this to you in one of the emails. And I was just sitting there reading this book on my phone, and this gentleman comes up and he sits across from me and he goes, excuse me, ma'am. I said, yes, sir. And he goes, your light is shining. And I went, huh? He's like, your light is shining. I was like, he's like, ma'am, I'm not trying to come on to you. I'm just telling you.
Yes.
And all I could do was like, okay, thank you, sir. But it's not me. He goes, I know it's not you. That's what I'm telling you. It's shining through you.
Yes.
And I just thought about, you and some of the things that you have said to me about the way y'all see me.
Mm-hmm.
And that was good, because earlier this summer, I got called mean. And I was like, what do you mean? She said, you're mean. I go, oh, okay. She said, and you're harsh. I was like, well, I apologize. You feel that way, beloved. She said, yeah, you called us beloved, but I don't feel beloved. Okay, well, y'all were talking in the midst of class. People couldn't hear what I was saying. Well, you told us to shut up. No, ma'am, that's not what I said. I said, could you use your library for us? Well, I didn't hear that. No, ma'am, you didn't, because we're talking.
Yes. Yes. And the answer to, well, you called us beloved, but I didn't feel beloved, is to gently remind people that you're responsible for how you feel. You're the one that's responsible for how you feel.
That's what I told her. I said, I apologize that you felt that way. That was not my intention. And I just smiled. And then when I walked away from her, I was like, ooh, you did good, because your Scorpio tail didn't come up.
Now wait, but did somebody else get it? Because with Scorpios, if it's not that person, somebody else may get it.
Nobody got it.
I'm like,
oh, what? That was not mine. You have the right to your feeling.
Yes.
To own yours, because you said that's how I made you feel. If I know that I'm coming with good intention and there was no malice in what I said or did, I'm not responsible for the way you feel either way.
Yes.
I'm responsible for what I did. And
yes.
I'm grown enough and strong enough to say, I apologize.
Yes.
That was not my intention.
So let me ask you a question, Goddess, because I want to bring it back to what our intention today. So with all of this, and your energy, by the way, is just so peaceful and glorious. Your skin is glowing. You are moisturized. Your energy is moisturized.
Frequency.
Yes. You are vibrating at the divine frequency. And so, what is it that you're now getting back to your offering? What's the offering? What's the current offering?
I have to find a name for it.
Mm-hmm.
It is, I don't know how to define it. I don't know if it's totally going to be an online program circle like this, or if it'll be digital products. However, my desire is to create self-care for individuals who are also business owners, and being able to find the balance and the peace in that.
Okay, so self-care for business owners. So the caretaker, what happened to the caretaker thing? That was just, does that, because I misunderstood. I thought that it was a business, that your focus was caretaking the caretakers, or did I just misunderstand that?
No, caregiver is the caretaker.
Right.
A caregiver. Maybe I said it wrong. I do want to take care of the caregiver, the person who others.
Okay. And so is it business owners that are caretakers?
Yes.
Who's your soulmate client? So people who own businesses and also are responsible for the well-being of other people.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, good. So you want to just, I want you to just work on just getting some clarity in how you're stating it, and how just clarity in who you're talking to. And so one of the challenges that you may have, that is an easy enough challenge that I feel for you to be able to address, is that, as you know, people who are caretakers of other people and business owners, they feel like, okay, well, I have enough going on. I have a lot going on. So you want to speak into the space of you being a necessary part of their healing. So figuring out what that is. Is it a weekly circle? Is it, what is it? How can you make it something that doesn't feel like it's another burden? Yes. Like, okay, another thing that I'm going to sign up for, that, support, like, circle support, like we're doing here, may be an important part of that, because they may feel like, well, I don't have anyone to talk to, or, also you may want to invite in guest teachers. So if you are providing for them, the self-care aspect, and within that there will be guest teachers or guest, experts who are coming to provide knowledge about their business, then that could be an opening as well. Because you're talking to a group that is going to consistently put themselves at the bottom of the pile.
Right.
And so if they're going to put themselves and their well-being at the bottom of the pile and you are speaking to their well-being, then that becomes a, well, I'll do that in the future. You don't want that. You want them to have the energy of, I'll do that now. So if your mind, body, spirit program for business owners who are also caregivers also allows them to have tools to somehow either affects their money, their business, or taking care of the other people in their lives. Now, those are the things that, for better or for worse, that they are prioritizing. You're going to teach them different when you're in the program, but you need to speak to where they are now for them to sign up for the program. So if you have for them access and availability for, experts that are going to come in and teach you how to manage your life financially, like, again, speaking to the things that they are prioritizing, now this becomes a more holistic thing that I can think about at the top of mind. And then we're going to have a weekly gathering or whatever it is. I don't know. I'm making this up. I don't know your program, but we're going to have this gathering where, you are going to have support because you need support. You're trying to do this alone. You can speak to it from your heart and what you've experienced. Speak to the energy of burnout. Speak to the energy of being fried. Speak to the energy of putting yourself last. Speak to the energy of, all of those things, and do it for us in you. You are a sister farmer, who is living on the land, and like, do it from you don't need to be somewhere like boring sitting explaining this to us. Be exactly where you are. Go out into your garden and be picking peas and having this conversation with us. Like, people are not going to be able to take their eyes off of you, and before they know it, they're going to be signed up for this program, which is okay because you're offering healing and well-being.
Okay. I'm still trying to figure out what that looks like.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know of 5 people who would be your soulmate clients that you can have conversations with and find out what it is that they need?
I know one off the top of my head right now. Maybe 2 specifically that are currently dealing with that.
Mm-hmm. If they are people that you know intimately that you can say, I would like to talk to you about, what it is that you're experiencing so that I can create, an end solution that's going to make your life better, do that. If they are not, then don't go the pick your brain route. Only zombies pick brains. Go the route of, I would like to offer you a free coaching, healing, clarification, some sort of free session that you can make a mutual exchange, that you can talk to them for an hour and a half and record it just for your own purposes. And then that will help you in developing what it is that you need to develop. Rather than, you don't want to build something in a vacuum and then when you offer it, it not be what people are really needing.
The social worker that what?
So I was a caregiver for my father and my mother's, particularly my father. And I know that there are resources. When he left the hospital, there was a person who did the discharge planning.
Yes.
And then there's also social workers that were part of the hospice program that came out to help me with him. And yes, so those social workers and those people could also be resources for what it seems like people need. And they yes, talk about a support program at the hospital. And they have resources, and they may also have information that could help you if you needed to learn more about your soulmate client.
Thank you, beloved.
It's very helpful, Goddess Sanam, because then in the future, when this program is finished and ready to go, you also want to be on the radar of those people so that your program is something that they are recommending to people who are needing support. So that's very powerful in many different ways.
I just thought about something when you were asking me about the people to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not just limit myself to to people who have businesses, but people who, because like my sister, both of these sister friends, workforce, trying to take care of her mother and her husband, right? Her mom just transitioned, her husband just had surgery. And then my other sister friend who homeschooled, was going to school, and now in the midst of all of that is caring for her mother who has dementia. Maybe my people are really caregivers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Across the board, especially in my community, because we tend to feel like we have to put mama, daddy in a nursing home for them to get care because of how much work it takes. Like, I can't imagine doing that.
Yeah.
So maybe that's to help people who are having to give up their dreams and other things to be able to.
Yes. Yes.
Because that dream deferred is just this. I gotta work at this some more.
Maybe this is powerful because maybe that's even the title of the program, Dream
I can't hear you.
I said, can you hear me now? Can y'all hear me? Goddess now says she can hear me. So, okay. All right. So maybe it's something on your side, Goddess Ade. So, all right, we'll Goddess Ade, we'll talk. You'll hear this back when you watch it back. We'll talk in the next session. Goddess Victoria, I think you had a question before we go. Can someone type into the comments for Goddess Ade that there's an audio issue that's only on her side, and that in the next session that I will touch base with her next Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Goddess Victoria, as we close, you had a question?
Yeah, I have a question. So I have an aversion to the terminology soulmate client. That's just me. It gives me the ick. I don't believe that I have soulmate clients. Dealing with vulnerable people, battered and abused women, I'm very careful about using the terminology soulmates. So we have spiritual stalkers and people who are severely mentally ill, and I don't want anybody to feel like I have to provide them with my services or engage with them energetically or spiritually because they view me as their soulmate. But yeah, so that's just my aversion to it. I prefer soul aligned or like-minded. But my question was going with that whole, like-minded, soul aligned, even if you use the term
Just
soulmate.
took all of my sound away.
Oh, so like I'm in this space, I have found myself in the space of organizational wellness, where I'm providing like holistic wellness programming to organizations that serve a particular type of marginalized community and group. I'm now shifting into the space of corporate wellness as well as positioning myself to deliver wellness packages for the government. The government is not my soulmate, in my opinion, especially the provincial government that we have here in Canada. The large corporation is not my soulmate. However, if they are in alignment with providing wellness programming for their employees, then that fits in alignment with my beliefs. So, in terms of like your soul aligned client, I feel like it's like though the individual person, but what about those who are in the space of, organizational wellness, corporate wellness, and government wellness? How does that work? I don't know if I positioned my question.
I think we lost her I think she's gonna have to come back in. I think we lost Goddess Abiola.
Okay, I can just sit for a minute then and just see.
Hey, Victoria, I had a little snippet I wanted to share though, because I also do corporate wellness.
Yeah.
And I was just saying, like, even though the actual company is not your I guess soulmate, if you will, but it might just be like the the fact that they both care about the actual client that you want to care for, right? So the client that's willing to pay to serve their actual employees.
Yeah, I'm more feeling like that is in alignment with me. Um, yeah, that corporation that, is based on your board of directors, how you think, the way that you are, your philosophical and your political ideals, you're definitely not my soulmate. You probably wouldn't even, me and you wouldn't even be in the same circle. We just don't think alike. We're just not. However, if you have a need,
Sorry to jump in. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay, okay. For some reason, let me just see if I can turn the camera back on. Uh, okay, so my camera is not turning back on, which is all good because my daughter's running amok right now. So I think spirit is protecting me here. It's just not turning back on for whatever reason. So I missed the crux of your question, Goddess Victoria. Can you, because we're at closing time, is it a question that you can state in about 30 seconds?
Yeah, like if you're in corporate wellness, organization wellness, or even in government wellness,
Mm-hmm.
how does that shift when you talk about, well, I use the word soul aligned or like-minded clients, aligned clients, how does that shift from the individual? Like if your soul aligned client is a particular person and it has a, all that individual, but
Mm-hmm.
how do you position it when your client is an organization, a nonprofit, a corporation, or a government?
So anytime, thank you so much for this question. I think that this is really important because I think that for a lot of people that this could be a really powerful income stream and a powerful way of getting your voice and message out into the world. So anytime that I've had corporations approach me from Dropbox to Microsoft to whomever and have done presentations with them that even though, I would not consider Microsoft to be a soulmate of mine by any means, the people that were magnetized to be a part of that conversation who signed up within their organization, whether they would be attracted to the totality of what I do in my full voice and message are being magnetized to me for a reason. And so you don't get caught up on if the terminology of soulmate client is distasteful to you or gives you the ick, don't use it. Like there's no reason why you would need to use the words that feel at home to someone else if they're not at home to you in your heart and soul. And so with corporate wellness, what I find is that because when corporations would approach me, I honestly would be, like they would be like offering me all this money and I would be very clear, like, because I don't want to bait and switch anyone. Like I would be like, like, I think you're calling the wrong person. Like, are you sure? Like, this is who I am. This is what I like. Are you sure that and they'd be like, no, we're talking to you, and what I realized is that, well, two things, that there's not as much a chasm as there used to be between people who are healers, people who are coming from a spiritual foundation and corporate, as there used to be. And the other thing is, like I said, that these people are being magnetized to you for a reason. So if Microsoft, or whoever approaches you, and for them, they're thinking, okay, well, this is a good way for us to just ensure that our employees are healthy and happy and maybe can show up for more work and we can exploit them for more labor or whatever it is. Like none of that is your concern. You're not pouring into that. You're pouring into the people on the other end that are coming through that organization. So you're not, so the way that you package and put yourself out there is just with clarity. that there's just a cleaner, more clear approach in how you just need to package yourself. So it's like when we were talking to Goddess Sanaa, and she's talking about, you know, her belly dancing and doing all of these, you know, different things that she does as a part of her spiritual medicine bag. For a corporation, that they may be interested in just one part of that, like, okay, like that they, you know, are unable to see a whole spiritual vision. But if you can come in and lead them through a meditation, that for them seems clear. She can come in and lead them through a belly dance, like that seems clear. So it's just clarity, thinking about the pieces of your puzzle and the clear before and after, the picture that you can paint for them in a clear before and after. If it's a series that you're able to offer, whatever, a series is even better, because then it's not just a one-off and then, you know, next year they feel like they have to get someone else. A series will allow them to feel like, okay, well, we can work with her a longer time and get to know her. And also then for you, it's going to increase your bottom line in a different way, you know, because it's you working with them over a longer period of time. But just having clarity, even clarity of resources, the website that you point to, you know, things that for them, that the person who is approaching you, they may feel like, okay, well, I do get the totality and magic and power of what she's doing, but I need to go and explain to those people over there why it's valuable. They still need that clarity of messaging.
Thank you very much. And I just want to say, this is so awesome. Like, you're such a powerful reader. You read the organization that's kind of approaching me very, very well. They definitely have the mindset, the person at the top. I just want to do this so that I can kind of make people feel good so that I can exploit more labor out of them.
Yeah.
So I just have to, you know, work through my own stuff. And I'm thankful that you mentioned not having to use that terminology if it doesn't sit well with me, because it doesn't. And also, yes, series. That's one of the things that I'm actively working on. The one-offs are great. But a series definitely, you know, it puts more coin into my pocket. So that's what I'm trying to work on. And that's what I'm claiming and manifesting. So thank you very much. You're really, really powerful. Very, very powerful.
Thank you. Thank you, Goddess. Thank you so much. And thank you to everyone. Thank you to Goddess Victoria and everyone who shared with us today. And I look forward to the evolution of your vision in the next couple of weeks. So the homework was, what was it? I am an heiress. Goddess, and now what was the exact terminology? How did we say it?
As an heiress,
As an heiress. Okay, great. Thank you, Goddess Sanaa. So as an heiress, you completing that statement. That is our sacred homework for the week. All right. Okay, my beauties. Bye, Ruby. Do you want to say bye-bye?
bye, Goddess Ruby.
Bye, everyone. Blessings to you.
Thank you. Bye.